Hello, hello, and I am back. Now, look, I know it has been like 5 months, okay, that I have not shot a video, said ka-choo. I really have not been on social media because I believe in always taking care of myself first before I get out there and I take care of others. So this is the reason why you have not seen me. But welcome to my channel, NefraMoorePresents. Hi, I am NefraMoore. If you like what you're hearing, please subscribe. And I promise you guys, I'm about to be a little more diligent about getting these videos out because I bought me a light. Y'all see the light? A light. I have a light now. I have a light. So I am so happy about this light because a lot of times I would have to shoot in the daytime and, you know, I'm busy. Okay? I can't get this off like I want to. So now, no more excuses, okay? So today, what I'm doing is I'm coming to you about self-love because that's really what I'm all about. That's like my foundation of who I am. I'm about loving on yourself first and foremost. Then you can love on everybody else, okay? So I really want to talk about what that means, though. What's that self-love means? What do you think it means? Comment down below for me and let me know what you think it is. But I'm going to come back again with another video about the power of a woman because I really do believe our identity a lot of times is wrapped up in our experiences and not who we are. But that's going to be another video. So self-love to me, and what I believe is taking care of and nurturing the soul to be awakened in the spirit. A lot of times you hear mind, body, and soul, right? We've heard that so many times. Mind, body, and soul. So when we talk about mind, body, and soul, that's really erroneous. It really should be mind, body, and spirit. For the simple fact is the soul is attached to the mind and vice versa. So the mind and the soul are kind of the same thing. So it really should be mind, body, and spirit. But let's take a look at this self-love thing. Like, what really is self-love? And it's really loving yourself enough to take care of yourself, to nurture yourself to the point where you're awakened to consciousness, being conscious of who you are, being conscious of what you can and cannot do, being conscious of your power, being conscious of your limitations, being conscious of everything around you, understanding how you show up in a room, understanding how you show up in relationships with men and with women and with coworkers and even at the grocery store. Just self-love is just about you being conscious and aware of everything that is you and working on those things that do not serve you. Yeah, working on those things that don't serve you. We're mostly mind and body, which means we're mostly soul and body, which we're mostly thinking about things that happened to us when we were small. Like for me, I talk about how I was abandoned by my dad at 8, and I was that 8-year-old little girl for many, many years, okay? But one of the things I want you to understand is that was a part of my soul and my mind. And a lot of the times when I ran into these romantic relationships that I was having, the 8-year-old little girl came out. She came out. And she had abandonment issues. So that meant that I would abandon the relationship before it abandoned me because I just knew it was going to happen. So I just kind of beat that person to the punch. Okay. And that's kind of how we all are. Now, you may not have abandonment issues like I have or have issues with men because I really had some major issues with men. But you may be dealing with a molestation. You may be dealing with a rape. You may be dealing with something like really that's gripping at you. And I'm not saying my abandonment issues were not gripping at me, but it was my experience. Your experience may be different. If you are triggered in any way with those experiences, you're on the soul level. Where you really need to be is the spirit level. And the spirit level means that you have activated the God in you to get the necessary healing and deliverance that you need to overcome those issues. I had to face the abandonment issue because I just wasn't abandoned by my dad. I was abandoned by my mother's side of the family. And I was also abandoned by my father's side of the family. I just wasn't abandoned by my dad. So that meant I had to really come to terms with and face that, which it hurt so badly because it made me feel like I wasn't enough. It made me feel like I was inadequate. It made me feel like that I wasn't going anywhere, that I couldn't do anything. But that is absolutely not who I am. But it wasn't until I faced it that I was able to experience healing and delivering in the spirit. And let me talk about what the spirit is. The spirit is your self-awareness. The spirit is your consciousness that is awakened to certain things, that you are aware of what's happening to you every day, all day, that you're aware of your emotions, you're aware of your thoughts, you're aware of how you're feeling physically. That is your spirit world. And for me, I believe that that spirit is God, because you attach yourself to who God is when you operate in the spirit. You then say, you know what, I'm just not soul, I'm also spirit. So we're going to go to the spirit level of this thing. And that's where your subconscious of God can really work, because, yes, I said it, your subconscious of God can really work, because that's where the law of attraction happens. The law of attraction. Everybody heard of it, right? And so there's actually 12 laws that are out there, spiritual laws that are really out there for the taking. But you got to be on the spirit level. You got to be conscious that God is in you and he's working for you, and he's success in your life. He's love, he's happiness, he's peace, he's joy. He's all of these things working in you. You just have to realize it when you wake up. So when I talk about self-love, I'm talking about taking care of yourself, taking care of your body, your mind, and your spirit. Oh, but we got to take care of that soul. And that's really where everything, all the bad experiences imprint on you. How do we get to the spirit? We got to learn how to meditate. We got to learn how to pray. We got to learn how to talk to God. And you know what? And I'm really speaking out of terms here, because I really don't think we have to learn. I think we just have to remember. Yeah, I like that. Yeah. I think we have to remember how to talk to God. And it is a simple conversation as the one I am having with you right now. Simple conversation. It's just you're not speaking back to me because I can't hear you, but that's okay. But it's a simple conversation with God. And then once you say what you need to say, learn how to sit in silence and receive what you're hearing spiritually. Because it's not going to come to this ear. It's going to come to this ear. It's going to come to a spiritual ear. KRS once said it best. He was in a group setting, and he says, in your mind, say rock star. Don't say it with your mouth, but in your mind. And everybody just said rock star in their mind, of course. That is your spirit man. Right there. Learn to listen to the spirit man to get the necessary healing and deliverance that you need. It is not an easy process. Don't get me wrong, because when I went through this process myself of prayer, now it has to be consistent. You have to be able to learn. You have to be able to speak to God every single day and really be consistent with it and be faithful with it. You know, a lot of times, you know, we're in this microwave society where we want things right now. But what if you got to wait 30 days? What if you have to wait 60 days? What if you have to wait 90 days? For me, I was going to die trying. And I meant that. Either God was going to help me awaken to who I really was, or he might as well kill me, because I refuse to live in pain any longer. You know, the pain is so unbearable sometimes. I can understand why people die with the pain. The pain is so unbearable sometimes. I understand why people don't want to talk about it, don't want to listen to it. Some people take their lives. Some people slowly kill themselves with the food they eat or the activities that they have going on in their life, simply because they don't want to face that pain. I'd rather drink the alcohol And sadly to say, my father was one of them. I believe my mother was one of them as well. But you know what? I made a declaration to myself that I was not going to be, and that my children were not going to be, and that my children's children were not going to be in pain. We were going to learn how to love ourselves no matter what. And that is getting to the issues of our spirit. At any rate, I just wanted to get on here to talk about self-love, because I need you to think about what has imprinted on your soul. What is it that you're dealing with mentally that you have tucked in the four corners of your mind, but yet you seem triggered by them? They still cause you pain. They're still causing you some type of agony. What is it? Because that's what needs to go over to the spirit world, and that is in prayer. And when we talk about prayer, we're talking about that thing out loud. Like, I had to really say, God, I felt abandoned by my mom and my dad and my whole entire family. I felt like they never loved. Like, I had to really say those words. And at the time, now that don't sound bad right now, but at the time, for me to say my family really doesn't love me hurt like hell. That hurt. And here's the thing. I do believe, and it come to find out, I do believe that they do love me. It's just in their way that they know how to love. And that necessarily doesn't serve me at all. But what I want you to understand is that you have to get in your mind what it is that's consistently and always causing you pain, and you got to get to the root of that thing. Get a life coach, go to therapy. See a psychiatrist, psychologist, or a therapist, or a psychotherapist. I mean, they all the same. Just find you someone. But I do believe that on the other end of that, you'll discover so much of who you are, and you'll be amazed. Because once I got on the other side of all of that pain that I had from my dad, when I got on I was simply amazed at who I was, what I could do, what I could accomplish, and the type of person that I could be. Really? Wow. I mean, you will be absolutely amazed. So I just want to get on here and talk to you about that. And I hope that this helps somebody on today, because that's really what I want you to do. I want you to get the necessary help. Self-love, right? Mind, body, spirit, right? We're dealing with the mind and the body. Mind and soul are attached. But yet we got to get into the spirit. The spirit is the awakening. The spirit is the conscious. Are you conscious? Or are you just talking about life and just going about life, letting the soul issues, the pain of the past and the pain of the present and the pain that you think you're going to have in the future operate in your life? Think about that. I hope I bless somebody. If you like what you hear, please subscribe. I know I'm never going to stay away this long again. I promise you. I have another video coming up. I'm going to try to be so diligent forever, because now, like I said, I got a light. So I can film anytime I want. Anytime. Okay, so I love you all. Stay blessed. Again, I'm not saying my way is right. I'm just saying my way is different. I'm loving you all. Till next time. Shiny, y'all. Okay. I was abandoned by my maternal, my mother's, if I can get it out.